Hello and welcome. In this video we will discuss the product rule of differentiation. If the functions f and g are differentiable, then their product f times g is also differentiable, and the product of the derivative of the functions f of x times g of x is equal to the first function f of x times the derivative of the second function plus the second function, the g of x, times the derivative of the second function, the first function f of x. Let us prove this theorem. The derivative of the product is equal to limit f of x plus h times g of x plus h minus f of x times g of x divided by h as h approaches 0. Now adding and subtracting f of x plus h times g of x in the numerator. We get limit as h approaches 0 f of x plus h times g of x plus h minus f of x plus h times g of x plus f of x plus h times g of x. If we add and subtract a term simultaneously, the value would not change, so we are just adding f of x plus h times g of x in the numerator times g of x, all this divided by h. All this divided by h. Limit as h approaches 0. Now let us do this. Take the common factors out. And applying the limit to each of these terms in the numerator, we just split the numerator into two terms and applied the common denominator h to both these terms. Now continuing, we get x plus h. This is what we have there, g of x plus h minus g of x, all this divided by h, plus limit as h approaches 0, g of x times f of x plus h minus f of x, all this divided by h. Okay, now let us apply the limits to each individual terms, because the functions f and g are differentiable, then the product is also differentiable. So limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h times limit as h approaches 0, g of x plus h minus g of x divided by h, plus limit as h approaches 0, g of x times limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h minus f of x divided by h. Now we know from here, limit as h approaches 0, this function is equal to, this term is equal to d over dx of gx. This is equal to the derivative of gx. And the second term, which is limit as h approaches 0, g of x, and this, the whole term here, is, excuse me, is the derivative of f of x. So we also know that limit as h approaches 0, f of x plus h is equal to f of x, and limit as h approaches 0, g of x is equal to g of x, because there is no h term here. So as h approaches 0, g of x would be g of x. So replacing these two terms in the above equation, you get f of x times the derivative of the second function g of x plus g of x, which is the second function, times the derivative of the first function. Therefore, the derivative of the product of functions is equal to the first function times the derivative of the second function, and the second function times the derivative of the first function.